You better put some respect on my boy's name. Now, I know damn well you're not trying to talk shit about my boy Leon. Not Leon Bridges. Not the Leon. Not Resident Evil 2, 4, and 6. Leon. I know you fucking lying. Hey you guys, it's Young Goddess Cosplay, and I'm back again with another Stitch and Bitch Sunday video. Netflix just released their Resident Evil Infinite Darkness anime series, and I had to review it. Like I had to for my boy Leon. Like I saw the trailer for it, and I was just like, no thoughts, just Leon. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Howdy, how y'all doing? My name is Yarn Goddess, and over here I do a little thing called Stitch and Bitch Sundays where I tell you guys about a terrible movie I watched recently while I crochet. If you are a returning viewer, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel, and oh my god, there's like an army, like with 326 subscribers. Like, I feel it in my jellies. We're getting closer to 1,000. We're gonna do it. I'm so excited to see the growth on this channel, and I appreciate you guys so much for supporting my videos and really just like being there for me, you know, because like this relationship we got going, I'm really proud of us. I'm proud of the growth, okay? You know, I'm posting more often. You guys are watching more often. I'm getting more regular. Like, it's the health for me. Resident Evil Infinite Darkness seems to pick up around the ending of Resident Evil 4, but not quite the beginning of Resident Evil 5. I'm trying to figure out, like, I've watched it twice already, and I'm trying to figure out exactly when in the video game series it's supposed to start. I haven't played the games in a while, and I vaguely remember the plots and the stories that went along with the zombie killing and everything, but I want to say that it definitely picks up after 4. Ooh, this is a big project. So I'm trying to figure out exactly where it picks up. I'm going to assume that it picks up shortly after Resident Evil 5. It's not directly after Resident Evil 4, but it's definitely after Resident Evil 5, or in between the two. And if you're familiar with the games and the gameplay and the story, you know exactly what we had to go through because those games were hard. So episode 1 opens up with military troops going into some part of China or just outside of China, and one of the troop helicopters gets taken down, and you're just like, oh my god, we just started. Like, y'all already falling out of the air? Okay, what's going on? The secondary troop that we're following decides that they're going to break formation and go and save the first troop that went down. And their commander-in-chief and everything's like, dude, what are you doing? Get back in place. And they're just like, listen, we just obeying orders immediately, okay? We're not listening to what you say. We're gonna go save our men. So this group, Mad Dogs, goes in to save their soldiers, and when they get down there, it's a hot mess. Like, I don't know what's going on. I know they explain it a little bit later, but like right from the jump, they're kind of just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And you know, I'm just waiting for the zombies to pop up at this point. But like, they go in, they try to save their troops. I think they save one guy, and y'all, when I say he looking bad, he looking rough. He looking real rough. He ain't got no arms, he ain't got no legs. They're like, oh, he still got a pulse. I'm just like, how he still got a pulse when he bleeding out from all his limbs? But like, you know, that's neither here nor there. In the next scene, we see that I'm assuming is different soldiers. They don't really explain, but I want to say natives, the way it's been used in the past, it never sounds good. So I'm just going to say the people from there have managed to capture some soldiers, and I'm guessing they're different soldiers than the ones we saw earlier. I can't really tell, but they basically got them captured. They're dead, but they're basically, you know, about to burn them and everything because, you know, they don't want to have any, like, you know, stray bodies anywhere. But like, full disclosure, Resident Evil is gonna get gory, it's gonna get wild, but they're about to pour fire onto the bodies, and I think the camera zooms in, and then we see the eyes open, and then it cuts. We get Resident Evil Infinite Darkness intro. Beautiful, well done. The production value of the show was actually really high. I was kind of surprised. I'm just like, it's Resident Evil, it's 4 episodes long. Why is the quality so good? Like, I'm not upset. I'm just, am I gonna get my man in 4K HD? We'll wait and see. We cut to the next scene, and we cut to Claire Redfield. And if you're not familiar with Claire, She's a little reporter or whatever, you know. And she's basically interviewing, I think they're at the Panam Stand, 6 years later after the Civil War. And basically that was the fight we saw earlier in the first scene, and now 6 years later we're seeing what happens. She's interviewing this little boy who apparently saw everything go down, and he survived, and he is essentially a mute. Like, he can't talk, he don't want to talk. The trauma of it all got him completely silenced, and who could blame him? Because he literally, listen, he saw everything. He saw everything. So as Claire's talking to him, I think another person informs her that he's a mute. And so she sees that he has a little notepad. And she's like, hey, can I see your notepad? And she picks it up and everything because he's not going to reply. He's just going to sit there. She picks up the notepad and she looks into it. And what do we see? What do we see, guys? Zombies. Or we see people looking like they're eating other people. Yes, the trauma of it all in a perfect sketch that looks very similar to what we think is going to happen later. But no spoilers. Just foreshadowing. So, Claire sees the pictures and she's just like, this shit looks a little too familiar. I'm concerned now. This shouldn't be looking this familiar. We jump over to the next scene at the White House. A good old, White House back home. And we see 3 out of the 4 secret agents who are coming together to work on the secret mission assigned to them by the president. And I think 3 of the agents were there already. They're just like, where's the 4th one? And I'm just like, who's the 4th one? And they're just like, Leon's on the way and everything. He gets to come in all fancy like and everything. And I'm just like, you dang right, my little Leon boy gets to come in all fancy like and everything, because he's just not any secret agent. He's Leon. So they're waiting for him to come in, and one of the agents starts talking shit where he's just like, Leon? Raccoon City Leon? He ain't shit. He was just lucky, and he was just there at the right time and everything. I don't care if he saved the president's daughter or whatever. He's just luck. And I'm just like, you better put some respect on my boy's name. Now, I know damn well you're not trying to talk shit about my boy Leon. Not Leon Bridges. Not the Leon. Not Resident Evil 2, 4, and 6. Leon. I know you fucking lying. But, we get these really cool cutscenes and everything. They're talking and all that. They get to talk to the president. They're just like, something, something, something. Something, 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 genocide. Something, 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 xenophobia. We got hacked. Must be the Chinese or whatever. My boy Wilson, I think he's Secretary of Defense. I'm going to say he's Secretary of Defense, but he's basically just like, Mr. President, we got to go figure out who hacked us and everything. And I already know it's China. And I'm just like, oh my God. Okay, we're the zombies. All of a sudden, boom, lights go out, right? Don't know what's going on. And everyone's just like, oh my God. We got to get the president out of here. We got to get him out ASAP. So they basically held the president and they're just like, okay, we're going to get you out of here real quick. And I think they have, whatchamacallit, Jason. He's this big buff guy they call the hero of Panam Stand. And it's not funny, but it's a little bit funny because someone calls him that and he looks at them like, harumph. Like, how could you? And I'm just like, what happened in Panam Stand then, sir? If you're supposed to be the hero, why are you so angry about it? Patrick, the one who was just talking shit about my boy Leon. I'm never gonna let that go. I'm never gonna let it go. He gets assigned to go out and see if everyone else is okay and what's going on. So as he goes out, he comes across one other person. And they're obviously bit, they're looking rough, they're looking all kinds of zombified and everything. And he's just like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm just like, sir, does he look okay? Like, the answer is right in front of you. The answer is no. So he goes down and he's just like, oh my God, he's going to shock. I gotta go get the defibrillator or whatever and get him alive. And I'm just like, listen, you ain't gotta do nothing. He gonna pop back up in a minute here. He ain't gonna be alive, but he gonna be up. Of course, the zombie pops back up and we're just like, ah. And he's just like, ah. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, Patrick, you're just talking shit about Leon. I hope you die. I'm not petty. You can't talk any kind of way about a man, okay? I get very defensive very fast. One thing I will say is I'm actually kind of surprised at how gory the show was. Not that, I'm surprised that it's gory because it's Resident Evil. I know I was getting myself into. I'm just surprised at how well done it was. Because there's one scene in particular where, I'm not going to describe it too much because I know some of y'all are just like, gore. And I'm over here like, ooh, gore. But there's one scene in particular where, the guy that he was trying to save is zombified. And he falls down. He basically doesn't have legs from the knee down, right? And the way he shuffles towards him was very creepy and satisfying. And I was kind of like, y'all did that. So Patrick's about to get himself bit and die and everything, and the zombified man is about to chase after him. He's out of bullets, he's freaking out, and boom, he gets a headshot. And who shot him in the head? Not Patrick the zombie. My boy Leon. Yo, he came in and saved the day. And he looks up at him and he's just like, Leon? And Leon's just like, shoot him in the head. That's what works best. And I'm just like, ah. So the next scene cuts back to the president, and he's talking to Leon, and he's just like, yo, my guy, you know, I believe that we could get through this because you're here and everything. I'm indebted to you because you saved my daughter, Ashley. And I swear, when he said that, I was going through war flashbacks. I was like, this 15-year-old white girl was thrown into every dumpster possible, even if there wasn't a threat. If we saw one, we would just yell, Ashley, hide. Sure, you're welcome. It wasn't personal. She was just annoying, okay? You're welcome, Mr. President, for saving your daughter. But they go on and everything. And I think what's also satisfying about the first episode is it plays out very much like a video game. So, like, you get the next scene with them, like, you know, getting the president to the secret bunker, and Leon, Jason, and I think another girl who's with them, one of the other agents, goes off with him to go fight off the rest of the zombies because they can't just hide. They gotta kill off, you know, everyone else who's like zombified and everything. So they go and do that, and it's just something about the way the shots are done makes it feel very much like a video game, and it's satisfying. It's very satisfying. Like, you kind of feel like you're playing, but like it also feels like you're kind of watching like a really long cutscene with really high quality graphics. So y'all get points. Y'all doing great. I think there was like one scene, I'm gonna add it in here because there's one scene where I'm just like, y'all know exactly what you're doing because you know who's carrying this entire thing.
Rest in peace, assholes.
It's Leon. Like, I need to know, did my boy get proper back support after he was done carrying these 4 episodes? Because you know damn well his lower back is probably aching. His knees are struggling. His upper shoulders probably hurt. So yeah, so they eventually clean up the White House and everything. And now they're just like, you know, how did we get zombies in the White House? And everyone starts looking at each other like, suspicious. The scene ends with Leon doing his thing. He's doing the most, I'm not gonna lie, he's doing the most, like, zombie killing and everything. I don't know about the other two, but Leon definitely is, like, you know, pulling his weight and then some. But the scene ends with, I think, a helicopter comes through and they get back up and they clean up the rest of the White House from zombies, and the next day they're basically, like, you know, cleaning up, sanitizing, making sure that there's just no more zombies and no evidence of what happened. So it's funny because the big guy, Jason, is like, Leon asks Jason, do you think it's a T virus? And Jason kind of looks at him like, harumph. And I'm just like, what else could it possibly be? Leon runs into Claire because she's at the White House. I think she had an interview with one of the White House officials, and ironically enough, he got zombified. The first guy that Patrick found, that was the guy she was supposed to meet, and they were like, he's on vacation. And she's like, vacation? I have an appointment with him. And we're just like, don't ask questions. He on vacation. He on that long dirt nap vacation. He's on that nice 6 foot under deep sleep vacation. Mind your business and you won't have any problems. So as she sees Leon there, and she's basically just like, yo, look at this picture from this little boy from Pan Am. Don't look like Raccoon City. I don't know why. It made me laugh because she really is just like, boom, Leon, look at this shit. Look at this shit, my boy. Look at this. You see what I see? Because I know you see what I see. I know damn well you see what I see. And basically Leon is kind of like, I'm concerned. But you know, I'm a man of the law, whatever. So, like, I'm not going to look too much into it. But, like, I'm curious. But I'm not going to say nothing. So they end up, like, you know, talking briefly. I think she makes a brief joke about the suit doesn't fit him or whatever. And I'm just like, leave my man alone, okay? He is uncomfortable, but he is rocking his little 2-piece. So basically, Wilson, Secretary of Defense, is egging the president on to do something about China. Because, you know, nothing's more of a threat than someone overseas who doesn't share the same language as you. So eventually the president caves and he's just like, you know, I think he, like, looks at a picture of his daughter, Ashley. And like he looks at her and he's just like, I gotta think about my kids. So eventually he's just like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna go like, you know, have full blown war, but I am gonna send Leon, I think, Jason the big guy, and I think there's one girl, her name is, I forget her name, but she's the one Asian character. And they get to go on a super fancy, high-tech submarine that's definitely isn't a death trap later. Going okay and everything. Leon switches into his classic outfit. You get to see him in his little suit and his little jacket and everything. Like, Leon carrying this whole show, y'all, okay? The rest of it, I don't remember that much, but like, Leon, no thoughts, just Leon. But they send them off to go do a secret kind of like recon mission to China to see exactly what's going on and figure out how they got hacked and how the Chinese are doing this or whatever. And I think Leon's like walking around the submarine and he sees Jason in the bathroom just like, I don't know, doing drugs. And I'm just like, and Leon's also like, I'm gonna mind my business. I'm not gonna say nothing. You know what? Cause like, you know, I don't need to be involved in everything. But I definitely saw something, but I'm gonna wait until things come together for me to actually say something, because I don't know what I just saw, but I definitely saw something I wasn't supposed to see. Or the Asian woman is talking to Leon, and they have some kind of like, you know, brief banter. He asks her after dinner, and she's just like, I have a boo back home or whatever. And he's just like, okay, and I asked if you wanted to eat. And she finds it vaguely amusing, and I'm just like, Leon, please. You have a date with Heineken, please. Okay, she's still waiting for you back home. But the next scene changes over to Panamstan 6 years ago during the Civil War, and we actually get to see what happens this time. So they're about to, like, you know, burn the soldier bodies and everything. The little boy is watching. He's hidden very well. The little boy survives. We know that. And, you know, zombie soldiers wake up and they begin to attack everyone. And it's just wild because it's surprisingly gory. It's really good, but it's also just really gory. And I'm just like, I was like clutching my pearls both times. I was just like, I'm not even wearing pearls. And I was just like, okay. But that's how the first episode ends. Be sure to join me next Sunday as I go through episode 2, and then I'm going to do episode 3 and 4. But if you like this video, be sure to like this video. If you absolutely adore Leon, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It helps so much with the, you know, the algorithm and getting my videos seen and stuff. And, you know, if you're a Resident Evil fan and you want to support your local Resident Evil fan and everything, go ahead and subscribe to my Buy Me a Coffee. Or just donate, you know, buy me some cake, you know? If you guys like this video, be sure to like this video. And I'll catch you guys next Sunday for episode 2 of Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. Bye!